Welcome students to another class of Indian economics. This is the third part we'll take up, and today we'll start with demographic condition of India during British rule. So the first thing, what is demography? Demography is a branch of sociology that studies the characteristics of human population. So the study of sociology which deals with characteristics of human population is known as demography. Before independence, the first census took place in the year 1881. And when this census took place, the following characteristics of the population were found. In this, you see that before 1921, there was an age of demographic transition, which was before 1921 and then after 1921. That means the characteristics of population changed. Before 1921 there was something different, and after 1921 it was different. So 1921 is regarded as the year of Great Divide. But during this time, neither the population of India was high nor the rate of population growth was high. Then what were the characteristics of population during the British rule? So we'll deal with it one by one. The main characteristics of demography of India's population was, number one, overall literacy rate was very low. For males it was less than 16%, and for females it was negligible, that is very low, up to 7%. What is literacy rate? Literacy rate means number of persons who are literate per thousand persons. What is literate? A person who can read or write a simple text in his or her language is known as a literate. A person above 7 years of age who can read or write a simple text in his own language is literate, and number of persons who are literate per thousand persons is known as literacy rate. So literacy rate was very less. Then public health facilities were either not available, or if available were not affordable or available by a lot of people. So there was absence of medical health centers and so on. Then there was air and waterborne diseases. These air and waterborne diseases were rampant, that means widespread. The whole villages used to die because of such an epidemic. Then the mortality rate. Mortality rate means number of persons dying per thousand persons is mortality rate. So mortality rate was very high because there was no medical treatment available there, and there were not sufficient primary health centers or any clinics available. So the death rate, that is mortality rate, was very high. Then infant mortality rate was also very high, that is per 1000 children 216 used to die. What is infant mortality rate? The number of children less than 1 year of age dying per 1000 live births in a year is known as infant mortality rate. So it was very high. That means out of 1000 live births, 216 children used to die. Why they used to die? Because of lack of nutrition or lack of healthcare facilities or any other reason. Then life was very less. It was only 44 years. Why life expectancy was less? Again because of nutrition, malnutrition problems and healthcare facilities. What is life expectancy? Number of years an average person is expected to live is known as life expectancy. So life expectancy was very less. Then there was excessive poverty because you've studied that they were under colonial rule. The British government did nothing to improve their condition. They were mostly dependent on agriculture and the productivity of agriculture was also very low. So these are the important demographic characteristics of India during the British rule. Do write it in your classwork copies. Next we'll take up is occupational structure. The first thing, what is occupational structure? The distribution of working population on the basis of sectors is known as occupational structure. Now, what is working population? So, you know that in India, below 14 cannot work and above 60 cannot work. So they are the dependent population. They are the dependent population. So who can work is the people of the age group of 15 to 59 years. It is above and equal to 60 cannot work. So distribution of working population, that is 15 to 59 years, on the basis of sectors, that is primary, secondary and tertiary, is known as occupational structure. So what were the salient features of occupational structure during British rule? Most of the population was engaged in primary sector, that is 70 to 75%. Only a small amount was involved in secondary sector, that is 10%, that is manufacturing sector. And some of the people were engaged in services or the tertiary sector, that is 15 to 20%. Apart from this, there were many regional variations. Regional variations means all over India, all people were not engaged in this criteria. यानी पूरे इंडिया में जरूरी नहीं था कि सब प्राइमरी सेक्टर में इतने इन्वॉल्व हो, सेकेंडरी में इतने, और ये एवरेज था. रीजनल वेरिएशंस मींस कि रीजन टू रीजन ये जो प्रोपोर्शन है वो डिफरेंट था. लाइक मद्रास प्रेसिडेंसी had more of people engaged in services sector and the manufacturing sector. But in areas of Punjab, Haryana and Odisha, more people were engaged in agriculture. So there were regional variations. So this is all the main features of occupational structure during British rule. Now we'll take up the last topic, that is infrastructure. Okay, so we'll talk about infrastructure. What is infrastructure? The basic facilities which help the people to work and live is known as infrastructure. China said, build nest and birds will come and stay. It means build up the infrastructure and automatically people will come and settle in your country. So infrastructure includes, we have a chapter on that also. So infrastructure here includes your supportive services like your roadways, like your railways, schools, colleges, hospitals and so on. So what infrastructure was built by the Britishers when they were colonizing India? These can be in fact called the positive contributions of the British rule. The first one was roads. Before the coming of Britishers, there were roads, but they were not metal roads और all weather roads, यानी हर सीजन में यूज करने वाली रोड नहीं थी. Britishers. So the first basic positive contribution of the Britishers is roads. Before the coming of the Britishers, India had roads, but they were not metal or all weather roads. यानी रोड तो थी बट कच्ची पक्की सड़कें थी, हर मौसम में इस्तेमाल करने लायक नहीं थी, हर तरह के ट्रांसपोर्टेशन को फेवर नहीं करती थी. इसी के लिए ब्रिटिशर्स ने जो रोड्स बनाई उसको पहला पॉजिटिव कंट्रीब्यूशन मानते हैं. बट ये जो रोड्स बने इसका मोटिव कुछ और था. दो मोटिव थे. पहला, आर्मी को मोबिलाइज कर सके, आर्मी जा सके ऐसी जगह पे जहां भी रिवोल्ट हो रहा हो. और सेकंड, रॉ मटेरियल्स आराम से पोर्ट्स तक पहुंच सके और फिनिश गुड पोर्ट से मार्केट तक पहुंच सके. सो रोड्स वर बिल्ट बट फॉर देयर ओन मोटिव. सेकंड वाज railways. Railway tracks were set up. This is the second basic contribution or positive contribution of the Britishers. इंडिया को इकोनॉमिकली तो ज्यादा फायदा नहीं हुआ बट सोशली बहुत फायदा हुआ, क्योंकि लोग एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट कर पाए, लोग एक दूसरी जगह जा पाए, उनसे मिल पाए और तब उनको रियलाइज हुआ कि जो प्रॉब्लम्स उनको सिर्फ फेस करनी पड़ती हैं सेम प्रॉब्लम्स दूसरे लोग भी फेस कर रहे हैं. और उसी वजह से वो सब एकता के सूत्र में बन गए. दैट मीन्स दे वर टाइड इन द थ्रेड ऑफ यूनिटी बिकॉज दे रियलाइज्ड दैट व्हाटएवर प्रॉब्लम्स दे आर फेसिंग, same problems are being faced by the others in other parts of India, and it created a pan-Indian feeling among them. So railways was set up, and India did not benefit economically but socially. Some of the farmers also tried to benefit because now they used to carry their goods in the trains to other parts of the country and sell them. But the village economies, they suffered because the villagers, they used to buy goods which were brought by others and not the ones which were produced by their own people. अपने गांव में जो सामान प्रोड्यूस हो रहा था उसको नहीं लेते थे, दूसरे जगह से जो सामान आ रहा था उसको लेते थे. So the village economies suffered. The first Indian railways was laid between Mumbai to Thane in the year 1850. Then the third was they built the coast canals on river on Odisha. But these coast canals did not create any economic benefit because जितना टाइम कैनल क्रॉस करके सामान लेन जाने में लग रहा था उससे पहले आपका रेलवे से सामान पहुंचाया जा रहा था, तो इट वॉज अ वेस्ट. देन एविएशन सेक्टर स्टार्ट हुआ. गवर्नमेंट ने स्टार्ट नहीं किया, टाटा एयरलाइंस ने स्टार्ट किया इन द ईयर 1932. So Tata Airlines, which was a division of Tata and Sons, established in 1932 the inauguration of aviation sector in India, जिसको बाद में नेशनलाइज कर लिया इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने. देन इलेक्ट्रिक टेलीग्राफ्स लगे ताकि आप मैसेजेस जल्दी पहुंचा सकें. बट इसका भी मेन काम क्या था कि कंट्री में डिसिप्लिन बना रहे, यानी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर बना रहे, ताकि आर्मी को तुरंत मैसेज दिया जा सके कि कहाँ पे रिवोल्ट होने वाला है, उसको शांत कराया जा सके. सिमिलरली पोस्टल सर्विसेज स्टार्टेड, लेकिन ये भी उतने बढ़िया नहीं थे, उतने एडिक्वेट नहीं थे. So these were the basic infrastructure that was started by the British when they were colonizing India. That means when India was under their control. So this is the end of the chapter through all the points. You can write down all the features in your classwork copies. If you have any queries, send it to my mail, and do press the like and subscribe button so that I may keep on sending such videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.